Okay, guys, once again, we are back here using our coach book. We are now working on predicting the weather, which we all become meteorologists for a little bit, and we're going to predict the weather. If you would like to follow along on your coach book, we are on page 69. And we're going to get started here with reading. How do you decide what to wear in the morning? You may look at the newspaper or online for the weather forecast. You may use a weather map in your area. You may find out of the body of air bringing different weather is on your way. Then you can read for the present, be ready for the present and for any upcoming weather. In Lesson 9, you learn that some of the tools that a scientist used to study weather. There are tools to measure precipitation and temperature. There are other tools to measure wind speed, wind direction, and air pressure. Meteorologists use all of these measurements to make weather maps. The data used to make weather maps comes from a weather station all over the world. A weather station is a place where weather data can be collected. Look at the map below. It shows the weather was like in the United States for a certain day. Okay? If I go back and I look at my notes over here, blank are scientists that use tools to measure precipitation. What are they? Who are they? They are meteorologists, right? Okay. Meteorologists use these measurements. Wind speed, direction, and air pressure to make weather. What are we making? Weather predictions. Oh, sorry, not predictions. Well, they do make predictions, but they're also making weather maps. The data used to make the weather maps come from weather blank all over the world. Weather what? Stations all over the world. Studying a weather map can help scientists make blank about how the weather is likely to change. Studying a weather map can help scientists make blank about how the weather is likely to change. This one, I think, is prediction. So I had it right, just at the wrong spot. Predictions on how the weather is going to change. The key on the weather map tells you what the different blank means. Studying weather maps helps scientists make predictions. See, I was right. About how the weather is likely to change. A prediction is a statement about what is likely to happen in the future. Studying a weather map can help you predict the weather for your area. Weather maps show temperature and precipitation. Weather maps may also show other types of weather data. When you look at a weather map, you will see a list of all the symbols called a key. The key tells you what the different symbols mean. On the map, on page 69, the numbers show temperatures in degrees Fahrenheit. Shaded bands show areas with the same temperature. Did you know? Scientists use computers to make weather maps. Computers also help weather scientists to make the most of their predictions. So when we're looking over here, the key on the map tells you what the different blank mean. What does the weather, it tells you the what type of symbols mean. An air mass is a large body of air about the blank temperature and blank throughout. We have not gotten to air mass. Weather maps help scientists follow the movement of air masses. An air mass is a large body of air with the same temperature and humidity throughout. Humidity is the amount of moisture in an air. An air mass can cover thousands of square kilometers. There are 4 basic types of air mass: cold, dry, cold and humid, warm and dry, or warm and humid. Weather map shows fronts. A front is a place where 2 different air masses meet. The weather map on page 69 shows 2 different kinds of fronts and their symbols. Triangles show a cold front. Half circles show a warm front. The triangles and half circles are in the direction in which the front is moving. So if I look back over here, like it wanted me to go back and look, this is showing us triangles mean a cold front. Look at the temperatures too. Cold front, look at the temperatures. And half circles meant that it was a warm front. Okay, so when I look at that, air mass is a large body of air about the blank temperature. What does it have? It has the same temperature and humidity throughout. So it has the same temperature and humidity. Humidity is the amount of blank in the air. Humidity is the amount of moisture in the air. There are 4 basic types of air masses. So it's asking us to label all 4. So if you'll take a moment and list them. You have cold and dry, cold and humid, warm and dry, and warm and humid. If at any time I'm moving too fast, you can always pause me. A blank is a place where 2 different air masses meet. Look at your notes right there. A blank is a place where 2 air masses meet. A front is a place where 2 air masses meet. Triangles show a blank front. What did we say the triangles form? Triangles show a blank front. Remember what the triangles show? A cold front. And half circles show a warm front on a weather map. These symbols point in the direction the front is, same paragraph, moving. Cold fronts occur when cold air mass bumps against warm air mass. We're going to start our cold air mass right now. At a cold front, a cold air mass bumps against a warm air mass. Strong forms happen at the cold fronts. Thunderstorms are likely in warm weather. In winter, snowstorms are likely. When a cold front passes over an ocean, the temperature drops. At a warm front, the warm air masses a colder air and slowly rises over it. Stratus clouds form at warm fronts. They often bring rain. After a warm front passes over an area, the temperature rises. Okay, so looking at this, it says, cold fronts occur when cold air mass bumps against warm mass, forming blank thunderstorms. So, cold front is cold air mass bumps against a warm air mass. Strong storms happen in cold fronts. Thunderstorms are likely in warm weather. So, it says cold fronts when a cold air bumps against warm mass, forming blank thunderstorms or snowstorms. Strong storms, thunderstorms or strong thunderstorms or snowstorms. Warm fronts occur when warm air mass meets a cooler air mass and slowly rises over it, creating blank clouds and bring rain. What kind of clouds are associated with a warm front? Look at the warm front paragraph. What kind of clouds are associated with it? A stratus, clouds, and brings rain. When 2 air masses meet and blank moving. We have not gotten to that part. Okay? Over on the next page, a stationary front forms when 2 air masses meet and stop moving. Stationary fronts bring clouds and precipitation, sometimes lasting for several days. Look again at the weather map on page 69. The circles with an H or an L inside them stand for the areas of high or low pressure. High pressure area usually brings fair weather. A low pressure area brings rainy or stormy weather. So let's look at our packet. When two air masses meet and blank moving. When two air masses meet and what do? They stop moving. Stationary fronts form from bringing clouds and precipitation that can last for, first paragraph, several days. High pressure areas are marked with a capital high pressure H, indicating a circle and indicating fair weather. Low pressure areas are marked with a capital L inside a circle and usually brings rainy or stormy weather. In the United States, weather usually moves from blank to blank to east. In the United States, weather usually moves from west to east. Rain that forms over the Pacific Ocean moves over California. Rainstorms that form over the middle of the country often move to North Carolina and eastern states within a day or two. The daily changing weather is due to the movement of air masses. Air masses behave in ways you can predict. When a cold, dry air mass bumps into a warm, moist air mass, thunderstorms or snowstorms can occur. When a warm air mass rises over a cold air mass, the clouds that form can bring rain. Tracking air masses as they move across the country helps forecasters predict the weather. So, in the United States, weather usually moves from what direction to what direction? First paragraph in that weather patterns. West to east. Air blank behave in predictable ways. Air what? Air, second paragraph. Air masses behave in predictable ways. Tracking air masses as they blank across the country helps forecasters predict the weather. Tracking air masses as they move across the country help predict the weather. Okay, we are now turning to our questions. Studying weather maps helps scientists A. measure air temperature, B. classify clouds by shapes, make weather predictions, or D. measure air pressure. What is a front? A place where air masses meet, a front part of a storm, the area of very high wind, or the area that has fair weather. Go back into your notes if you don't know. When is the temperature of an area most likely to rise? After a cold front passes over the area, before a cold front passes over the area, after a warmer front passes over the area, before a warm front passes over the area. When is the temperature in the area most likely to rise? So think about what temperature is happening, and what's going to happen. Okay? You know fair weather is most likely on the way if which of the following is moving towards your town? A high pressure area, a low pressure area, a stationary front, or a cold front? Which is most likely the way which the following will move towards your town? Fair weather. So if you don't remember, go back. You can even look at your picture on page 69. Okay, if I'm going to get some good weather, is it going to be a high pressure, a low pressure, a stationary, or a cold front?